Hello, Music Bear here. I am going to show you a method to create something very important in trance music, and I have decided to call this the secrets of delays, because this is actually, well, not to break the actual surprise, but this is about delays. And it all started with this. Well, try to listen to this. You hear that? Wakada, 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 wakada. That has haunted me, because I think that is so typical for trance that I simply had to know how to do that. I needed that in my feeble attempt to create trance. So that wabada wabada wabada, I just loved it. Wabada, 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 wabada. So fabulously nice sound. And how was that driving? How was that made? And well, this is actually what I had to go through, or what I did go through. This is my experiments, trying to get that right. I just want to show that it doesn't come necessarily completely easy to get through to something. And all of this work here, all of these experiments, led to absolutely nothing. You can try to take a listen to them here. Just playing in here, for instance. Yeah. No. Wait a second, that wasn't so bad. But it wasn't right. It wasn't right either. And I always thought that this is, if you take this one, that's not so bad. I always thought that this was about distance between different notes in a register, right? So it had to be a register down, it had to be a register up note that goes like that. So it goes. Yeah. And all I had to do was just to go down and pick this friend up again. That I closed. And this wabada 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 just wasn't there. Back to the drawing board. Experiment after experiment, and even some track made with and I thought, yeah, well, perhaps something like that. Close but no cigar. So what was the real secret? And then I realized that it wasn't at all a question about having notes on 2 octaves. There wasn't 2 octaves. There was only one note. It wasn't note variation. Instead, it was actually variation in velocity. And when I realized that, after listening to it and looking at it in Spectrum Analyzer and I don't know whatever, when I realized that, I scrapped all this, and started from the bottom again and say, okay, if I think, remember this is just something that I actually had an idea about. Now I had to prove it. I have to find out if it is a question about velocity. How is it made then? And that is not so very different from the thing I'm day job, having a hypothesis and then trying to prove it and making some kind of experiment that will show that this is in fact how it is. So we needed something else, and the something else was new experiments, and we'll come back to them just in a second. I have to pick up something else. So just to straighten it out, this is what we're going to end up with. Listen. And the way, or perhaps we should say, the road to this goes through this guy. And here we have 4 simple notes in actually we will remove 3 of them here. So just go. Right? It's actually the best 4 I'm using here, so you can use the same instrument if you want to repeat this. So it brought me through what is actually delay. So I had to find out what is delay. And here we have to take that guy up there. So here we have the note and we have the velocity, right? So if we make another note, make another note here, you can put it in here and bring down the velocity to 75%. And we make another note and bring that back to 50%. I think the sharp one of you would know where I'm going with this. And another note, and we bring that down to 25%. Just like that. And we play that. It goes. Right? And already it's possible to hear that, hello, we got something here. In fact, the variation in expression came from different velocities. And now the thing is that the only part we need to do is to move these notes into new positions so that the, listen, but then we have another problem now, that these notes are overlapping, and overlapping notes in LMS is well, it's not good, and you can't really see what's going on in later experiments and things like that. So it's not very good to do like that. So instead of doing that, if we need more notes on the same key, we could simply just add more instruments. Also know that we're probably going to have to use this as a beat and bass line. So take 3 of the same instruments and put energy. This is the tree